During the years of Ottoman rule, hundreds of viziers and grand viziers have come and gone, but none of them left as much trace as him. None of them was as close to the Sultan as he was, and enjoyed almost equal powers to the Sultan. Today in this video, you'll get to know about the life story of Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, who came from slavery and rose as one of the strongest men, with the power of the Sultan of a great empire behind him. He gained immense power that no one outside the dynasty could have imagined. It was argued by many historians that he misused the privileges given to him by the Sultan. So you'll also get to know that was Pargali Ibrahim Pasha a traitor or a friend. But before going further, it's our humble request to the viewers to subscribe to the channel, and do like and share the video. A few clicks of yours will not cost you anything, but it'll motivate us and help our channel to grow. We really appreciate and regard your support. And please, give your feedback in the comments section below. Pargali Ibrahim was born in 1494 to Orthodox Christian parents, in a village near Parga, which was then part of the Republic of Venice, and now the northwestern part of Greece. Though his actual ethnicity is unknown, but it is stated in many sources that he was of Greek or Albanian origin. According to different sources, his father was either a poor fisherman or a sailor. Ibrahim Pasha is usually referred to as Pargali Ibrahim Pasha. He was also nicknamed Frank Ibrahim Pasha, means the European, due to his European tastes and manners. His contemporaries also given to him other names like Makbul and Maktul Ibrahim Pasha, means loved and killed. At the age of 6, he was captured somewhere between 1499 and 1502, during a raid by the Ottoman governor of Bosnia, Iskender Pasha, and became an Ottoman slave. Or some historians stated that he was kidnapped by pirates and sold as a slave to a rich widow in Manisa. This woman took great care of Ibrahim and provided him with a good education. She also taught him local and foreign languages, poetry, and especially playing the violin. Most likely in 1514, his unexpected confront with Shahzadi Suleiman changed his life, who was performing his duties as a young Sanjak Bey in Manisa at that time. Shahzadi Suleiman was impressed by the intelligence and abilities of Ibrahim, who was about the same age as him. Thereupon, the widow who raised Ibrahim freed him from her slavery, and he was then immediately taken into the services of Shahzadi Suleiman. Ibrahim converted to Islam, and gradually a very close friendship developed between the two. Shahzadi Suleiman behaved with Ibrahim as if he was a member of the family, and always kept him close. They ate, drank, and dreamed about the future together. Even when the father of Shahzadi Suleiman, Yavuz Sultan Salim Khan, passed away in 1520, and the time came to ascend to the throne, they went to Istanbul together, and thus the ascension of Pargali Ibrahim began. He had now become the closest and most trusted person of Sultan Suleiman, and gave his magnificent years to the Ottoman Empire. He was brought to important duties respectively. First, he was appointed as the guardian of the Sultan's private room. From this point on, he continued to rise rapidly thanks to his own talents, and the extraordinary trust relationship he had with Sultan Suleiman. Ibrahim Pasha, who succeeded in holding the highest administrative, diplomatic, and military powers, fought shoulder to shoulder with Sultan, and saw great victories. He took part in the conquest of Belgrade in 1521, and also participated in the expedition of Rhodes in 1522. In 1523, Ibrahim Pasha was appointed directly as Grand Vizier to replace Piri Mehmed Pasha. At the same time, he also became the new owner or Beylerbey of the Rumelia and some other areas. These high-level appointments from the chief chamberlain to the place of great authority as Grand Vizier had not been seen in the laws and traditions of the Ottoman Empire's history before. According to a 17th-century chronicler, Ibrahim Pasha had requested Sultan Suleiman to not promote him to such high positions too rapidly, for the fear of arousing the jealousy and enmity of the other viziers, and also for the fear of his safety. Sultan Suleiman was pleased with his modesty, and swore in his reply, that no matter what the circumstance, Ibrahim would never be put to death under his reign. Although it is not clear that his marriage with Khatija Sultan, the sister of the Sultan Suleiman, made him the groom to the dynasty, and became another source to swell his strength. He was tasked to suppress the rebellion in Egypt, and reformed the provincial civil and military administration system there. He was also given the title of Governor of Egypt. After fulfilling this task, he joined the Hungarian expedition on his return. The heroism and courage he showed in the war, where he played an important role in the victory of the Mahak War, made him even more valuable in the eyes of the Sultan. Ibrahim Pasha successfully worked with Western Christendom on the different diplomatic fronts, and used a variety of tactics to negotiate for favorable deals with the powerful Catholic leaders. Later, he was also assigned to suppress the rebellions in Anatolia, and ended the revolts with the strict measures he took there. He also participated in the Second Hungarian expedition, which resulted in the First Siege of Vienna. He conducted the negotiations of the Treaty of Istanbul of 1533, which considered the Austrian Emperor equal to the Ottoman Grand Vizier. The words he used during these negotiations were actually an indication of what kind of power poisoning he started to fall into. He said, "I am the one who runs this great empire. Whatever I do remains done. All power is in my hands. I appoint the high state officials, I command the provinces, what I give is given and what I reject is rejected." He portrayed himself as the real power behind the Ottoman Empire, and even the Sultan do nothing without asking him, and if he did not approve of the decision of the Sultan, it will remain unworkable. The Venetian ambassadors even referred to him as Ibrahim the Magnificent, maybe because apparently, all things like war, peace, wealth, and power seemed to be in his hands. As it is understood from this that Pasha was very active in the administration, and was endowed with full authority at the decision stage. However, it is evident that Ibrahim Pasha assigned himself a position beyond the powers he officially had. In 1533, the campaign against the Persian Safavid Empire was a new turning point for him, when Sultan Suleiman ordered him to lead the army. For the first time, the Ottoman army was going against its enemies in the east without the Sultan at the head of the army. Although there was unrest in the army, but still Ibrahim Pasha retook Bitlis and captured Tabriz without resistance. He began to call himself Saraska Sultan. For the first time in Ottoman history, the title of Sultan was used by someone other than the Sultan. And this eventually became the cause for Ibrahim Pasha to fall from the grace of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. Ibrahim Pasha served for 13 years as Grand Vizier, and his rapid rise to power made many enemies of him at the royal court. They immediately reported to Sultan about impudence of Ibrahim, that he adopted the title Saraska Sultan, which was a grave affront to Sultan Suleiman. Jalal Zaidi, the historian of that period, said the following about this subject. Ibrahim Pasha, who has seen many benefits until today, started to change him day by day. It seems that the excessive compliments he received from the Sultan spoiled him. In a report read in the Venice Senate in 1534, while he was still on the Iraq campaign, it was said about Ibrahim Pasha, "Ibrahim's love for himself is far above the love he feels for the Turkish brain. He wanted to be the only one in the administration of the country." And in the same report it was stated that the irregularities created by the Pasha in the army and the state administration became disturbing for the Sultan. During the Iraq campaign that lasted for about 2 years, a coldness started to come between Suleiman the Magnificent and Ibrahim Pasha. In some sources, it is argued that as a result of the privileges obtained by Ibrahim Pasha, he ordered many decisions on his own. He made many mistakes during his Iraq campaign which prepared the ground for the collapse of Ibrahim Pasha. He executed the chief treasurer, Iskandar Chelebi, unjustly during the campaign, and took the lives of some other innocent people. The news had reached the ears of the Sultan, and greatly angered Suleiman the Magnificent. The fact that he signed as Saraskar Sultan, in the orders and edicts, that had already caused the Sultan's patience to run out. These developments were a great opportunity for many of Ibrahim Pasha's enemies and rivals. There were some who did not hesitate to say that Ibrahim Pasha could even dethrone the Sultan. In addition, it has been stated by many sources that Ibrahim Pasha had become a victim of Hurrem's influence on the Sultan. He was not on good terms with Hurrem Sultan, as he supported Shahzadi Mustafa, who was not the son of the Hurrem Sultan. Therefore, Hurrem Sultan started to instigate Suleiman the Magnificent against Pargali Ibrahim Pasha. As a result of the combination of all these factors, Sultan was convinced that he had to get rid of Ibrahim Pasha. As Sultan Suleiman had sworn not to take the life of Ibrahim during his reign, he acquired a fatwa from the chief religious leader, which permitted him to take back the oath. He also suggested the Sultan to build a mosque in Istanbul. Sultan Suleiman called Ibrahim Pasha on dinner in the palace, and asked him to stay there. After eating, drinking, and chatting, Ibrahim Pasha went to his room in the palace. He was strangled to death while he was sleeping, by the executioners, who were sent to his room at night on the 15th of March 1536. After his death, Ibrahim Pasha's funeral was secretly buried, his grave was hidden, and this name, which left its mark on the last 15 years of the empire, acted as if it did not exist. His title, which was accepted as Ibrahim Pasha among the people, after that day, it became known as Maktul Ibrahim Pasha. Later, Sultan Suleiman regretted greatly on the execution of Ibrahim Pasha. His personality changed dramatically, to the point where he became completely secluded from daily work. His regrets were also reflected in his poems, in which even after years, he continually stressed topics of friendship, love, and trust between friends, that often hint at character traits similar to Ibrahim Pasha.